Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fine Arts Ceremony 2003. Tonight, we'll be honoring students who excel in all forms of art, including visual art, speech, drama, creative writing, choir, and band.
With all the unfortunate budget cuts going on in our district, it's been hard for our community to keep the arts alive. Yet tonight, we will witness the finest that our school has to offer, both in the classroom and on the road.
We will begin tonight's show with a few inspiring words from our speaker, but before we introduce you to him, we'd like to tell you a little about his career.
Born in Minnesota in 1952, he grew up here in Little Falls, later going on to travel to Florence, Italy, to study at the University of Art. After his first year, he was accepted into the studio of Nerina Sini, and over the next 5 years, he perfected his skills in drawing and painting.
While in Florence, he met up with an accomplished American painter Ben Long and first became an appreciate and later an associate artist among fresco paintings in Italy and in the United States.
He has recently taken the art of fresco back to Little Falls. He's working on the Charles A. Warhouser Museum and the Limburg Fresno project.
Some of his other projects include the Franco-American Museum in France and the Paris Abbey of Monte Cassino in Cassino, Italy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Charles Kapsner.
Thank you and good evening. Make sure this mic is in the right place. Can you all hear me? Well, this is really an honor to be here this evening. I'm glad that the community is celebrating the arts in a way that really show the talent, the different talents that we have here at school in the audience. I had a chance prior to coming up here to walk through and see all of the pieces that were done in Mr. Benston's industrial art class, some really fantastic stuff. The visual arts, the ceramics, the quilts, the ironwork, and the list goes on. I'm here tonight to talk about the importance of arts in education. In particular, I was very lucky that my whole life has sort of been that. So when I look at the arts, I look at life, art, life, whatever it might be. And I feel that I had some very unique experiences as a result. During my grade school years, I went to St. Mary's, and we had a lot of art interest in the school itself, which was really fantastic. And I joined Boy Scouts, I think, when I was about in 6th or 7th grade, and at that time there was an art teacher here at the high school who really sort of took care of all of the art merit badges. And so as a result, I right away got into the program and met Mr. Ren Holland at that time. He saw the talents I had and allowed me to continue working even outside of school, which was great for me, so that when I finally did come to the high school situation here, in 10th grade I was able to start taking classes because they didn't have art classes until like 11th and 12th grade. Well, then from there I went to St. Cloud State and then eventually to Italy, which is where all the great things have happened for me with the people I have met. You've heard some just prior to me getting here, being introduced. And for me, I think it's very important to just impress upon people that the arts are such an important part of life, primarily today when so many cuts are happening. I have several articles that I have read recently where some states are actually thinking of cutting their arts boards altogether. And of course, on a local level, we know what's happening here. And this would just really be a tragic thing for the arts to be lost. And so again, tonight, I think it's really wonderful that you're celebrating this. And I'd like to share a little article that was in the newspaper about a month and a half ago, and please don't take it the wrong way. It's called A Funding Frenzy for Sports and Not Arts. And it's written by David Coral, who's a Minneapolis legal assistant, and there's some real tongue-in-cheek pieces in here I think you'll find quite entertaining. Okay, I understand being elated when a great win comes along for a team, as it did for the Gophers hockey team as they took the championship trophy April 12th. And I understand such elation creating momentum for some pretty kinetic celebration, but rioting, vandalism, setting fires, and they weren't even playing in Minnesota. And yet year after year, generation after generation, we continue to pour money and offspring into sports programs from Pee Wee football to NCAA scholarships while simultaneously wiping out funding for the art programs. Funding for the arts is usually the first to go and the last to be reinstated. We can always cut the spring musical, but don't cut back our high school football team. Where's the sense here? I've witnessed some incredibly fine performances by some of this country's top performers, and yet I can't seem to remember the last time someone tipped over even one car after witnessing a great performance of Aida started bonfires in the streets following the Academy Awards, or looted stores following the opening of a Matisse exhibit at the Institute. Are there any authors out there who have felt the need to hurl bottles at people after winning the Pulitzer Prize? Anyone out there feel like killing people when finally reaching the back cover of a particularly engrossing murder mystery? I wonder. Let's look at some facts. An education rich in the arts produces highly positive academic and social skills. Learning in the arts nurtures capacities for motivation and dispositions to pursue and sustain learning, including active engagement, discipline and sustained attention, persistence, risk-taking, plus increased attendance and educational aspirations. Studies of student learning experiences in drama, music, dance, and multi-arts activities show student growth in self-confidence, self-control, self-identity, conflict resolution, collaboration, empathy, and social tolerance. Students with art education demonstrate significantly higher levels of mathematical proficiency, higher SAT scores in both verbal and math skills, and receive more academic honors and awards, resulting in higher grades and increased acceptances at colleges and universities. Still, the arts get cut again and again, while sports programming, funding, and encouragement remain strong. Why are little Johnny and Susie pushed into a ball field as soon as they can walk rather than steered toward a stage? Why do we make sure our kids get the Vikings game, yet they often don't see a play until they're well into their teens, if at all? April 12th, we saw the results. Last year, we saw similar results. The University of Minnesota riots are just one university in one city. As a student at Northwestern University in the early 80s, I saw similar events after a few Wildcat football victories, and that's a drop in the bucket. What must happen for us as a culture to begin putting the arts ahead of sports in the funding frenzy? Who knows, we might end up with a society of intelligent, compassionate, law-abiding citizens. Makes you just want to smash something, eh? I found that to be a very well-written statement, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm anti-sports. As a matter of fact, the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I work out for about an hour to an hour and a half. It really allows me to move into the day to think about what am I going to do. It continues with a good sense of discipline, which I think the arts are very good for, because when you have the beginning of a creative idea, you have to take that idea to its finish. That's a lesson that life holds for us, that we start with something, we have a whole middle ground, and then eventually the finish. So with that said, I think I'll let the program continue on. I thank you for having me be here tonight, and I hope that you'll be inspired by what you see out in the halls and what you hear here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Let's give him another round of applause.
We would now like to welcome Mr. Nelson and the jazz band as they present to us some fine music.
They'll be followed by Mr. Kramer as he presents the Visual Arts Awards.
start by saying that was very impressive, Mr. Nelson. My name is Mr. Kramer, and I'm the visual art teacher here at the high school. Being that it's my first year at the high school here, it's made it interesting for a task of giving out awards, since I haven't had the opportunity of seeing the students come through the program for the last 3 or 4 years. So what I'm doing for the awards are, I've got them in a couple different categories and some groups, and it's to recognize the seniors and their efforts in the art department. The first group is a Excellence in Art Award, and it honors the students who have put in abundance of time and effort into their projects and really made the art department kind of a part of their life as their high school career has gone on. I know some of the students couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and list the names, and if you could come on up if you're here and get your award. Ann Adamick. And then you can stand right up here if you want. Laura Morant. Sarah Morant. Joseph Barnes. Kristen Petershek. Michael Kopa. Ann doing a great job. Mary Beth Schaefer. Shannon Ramsey. Kelly Schneider. Bridget Moulton. And Kathleen McCarthy. For coming and for their hard work and effort. Thank you. The next group is a little more specific. It goes to someone working in the three-dimensional field specifically. It's called the Outstanding Three-Dimensional Artist. And in this case, this particular student honed their skills on the throwing wheel and really dedicated themselves to making pottery. I'd like to present this award to Josh Gold. Job working on the potter's wheel, and has helped out in being a TA and working with students and teaching them how to throw. Congratulations, John. The next group is for Outstanding Two-Dimensional Artists, and I had 3 students who I really couldn't narrow down to one, so I decided to give it to 3 different students. They, I felt, equally showed that they put in a lot of skill and time and effort into their work. And so I'd like to give the Outstanding Two-Dimensional Artist Award to Roxanne Mayers. Sarah Zita. Yeah, standard. And Tony Lemire. And if you haven't taken a look at their work out there, I highly recommend that you do that. Good job, Sarah. Let's give them a hand. The final award is the Artist of the Year Award, and this goes to a student who consistently performs at 100% on their project, is dedicated, has a positive attitude and is always looking to improve their work and how they present themselves in the department. This particular person won a prize this year, first place, in the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association Youth Art Contest. He's placed in the contest the last 4 years. This is the second time he's taken first, and he's been a real joy to have in the art room. And I'd like to present this to Kyle Posterek. Thank you.
Well, you guys, that's what I call art.
Music, vision, and purpose. What more do we need?
Now, let's put the three together. Please welcome Elizabeth Peterson as she sings.
And she will be followed by Mr. Mick with choral awards.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Good evening, folks. couple of awards tonight to give out. First of all is the early in the new year, in 2003, we had a solo ensemble contest, and I'd like to recognize those that received a superior rating at our contest, which was up in Brainerd. And if these people are here, would they please come forward? Amy Doust, Aaron Fogel, Megan Kedrowski, Nathan Kozba, Ashley Messerschmidt, Bridget Rudolph, Amanda Scusa, Stephen Weiss, Laura Walcher, and also I would like to recognize the small group, the Jubileers. They also received a superior rating. So congratulations to you. And I know the others, oh, congratulations again. Thank you. I know there was a few that couldn't be with us tonight, you know, the whole struggling artist thing, so. Next, I'd like to recognize, is this even working? No. Okay. Next, I'd like to recognize those that were selected to sing in the all-conference choir. At our Central Lakes Conference Music Festival, the choir directors from... Wow, okay. I gotta start talking softer. Those that were, all the choir directors selected members of each choir in the conference to form an honors choir. They got to work with Dr. David DeCal, who is the choral director at Mankato State University. And had a wonderful time, and I'd just like to recognize those folks real quick. If they are here, you can come forward also. Rustin Fernelius, Aaron Fogel. Paul Giddings is behind camera number 1, so you'll get yours later. Or no, camera number 2. There you are, okay. Nathan Kozba, Gina Kronbeck, Jane Molenbrock, Elizabeth Peterson, Aaron Tenney, and Laura Walcher. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations. Aaron. And congratulations. And finally, I'd like to present the National School Choral Award, and this is presented to an outstanding musician who, over their high school career, dedicates themselves to choral music, and you know, especially this year being my first year, I've had one individual who has really stepped up and helped me out in many different ways in learning the ropes of being at a new school and getting the choir underway. This person, I remember day one, came up to me and said, anything you need, let me know, I'm here to help. And this person has been there, you know, through everything. This person has shown leadership skills throughout. So I'd like to present this award to Mr. Nathan Kozba. And I'm done.
Thank you, Elizabeth, Mr. Mick, and all the choir people who are here.
We have witnessed the vocal, visual, and vocalist talents of our students. Now we would like to witness the art of thought.
Please welcome Mrs. Valsano as she introduces this year's creative writers.
All right, good evening and welcome to our Fine Arts Celebration. Each year we publish a creative arts magazine in the spring, and this is the 14th year that we have done it. The purpose of the magazine is to provide an audience for student writing and art, and as Charles Kapsner said, to recognize that creativity and expression is an important part of our learning. We also want to give students a chance to voice their joy, their sorrow, their thoughts to other students. So each student who contributes, and this year there were over 40, receives a copy of the magazine. Other copies are placed around the school for student reading and viewing. And tonight I would like to recognize 3 individuals. I'd like to recognize Elizabeth Peterson, Allison Thompson, and Holly Leisenheimer. So will you please come up so I can say a few words about you? The magazine was solely compiled, edited, designed during an independent study, particularly by 2 of these young women, Elizabeth and Allison. And then Holly stepped in and did a lot of work also. They did all the groundwork, they did all the dirty work. They created the magazine. I really did virtually nothing. And so I think they did a lot of the things that Charles was talking about, the problem solving, the interaction with each other, and so I think they did a really good job. So I'd like you to give a round of applause for a job well done and for their contribution. Also tonight, for your enjoyment, several readers have volunteered to read their works. And our first reader tonight is Emily Gardner, and she's going to read a poem called Everything.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Everything. When I was a child, I thought I knew all there was to know. Where the stars in the sky came from, and in my life, exactly where I'd go. I knew exactly what I was going to be. I knew that cats could fly. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I always had a reason why. I knew what I was going to name my kids. I gave them to my dolls. I knew that when I got older, that never would I fall. It was great for a while to know everything at any time of day. But I'm finally growing up, and I realize I don't always get my way. I know now that cats cannot fly, and I can't explain where the stars came from. I don't always need that reason why, and I found out that there is more than one answer. I don't have any kids yet to name, and I'm not too sure if I ever will. And the names I had picked out aren't the ones I'd use still. And I figured out that even as adults fall, others more than some, I also discovered the older I got that I'm still able to have some fun. Now I don't know exactly what I want to be. I only know I don't know everything. I just know about me.
Is Erica Hudson here? Okay, then our next speaker is Elizabeth Peterson, and she's going to read a poem called Hang.
I'm doing so good tonight, right? Hanging off the edge of the earth, gripping the sides with scarred fingertips, toes dripping of diamond dust and silken rain. Nothing seems to bother me. Why is that? It seems that I've blocked out the world, leaving nothing but the straying rays of sunlight, the rejuvenating touch of summer rain, and the small circles of thought in the midnight hour. There's a difference between what I need and what I want to live, but that's no matter. I move across the surface, walking on water, opening and closing blue umbrellas as the moon pulls the tide and the starfish dance in the lunar glow. But the beauty of the dance escapes me as your face takes over my thoughts. And then when day breaks on the seashore, the light swims across my face in lapping waves, taking away every chill, leaving nothing but the warmth of love. What is the difference? What is the answer?
Our next reader is Matt Davich, and he's going to read a poem called Silence.
You want someone to make the decisions. You want someone to push you away. Well, just keep on wishing, because that's not going to happen. Not this day. I feel a restriction on my half, because you're not mine. How long will this last? How long will I feel fine? If only you felt the same, then you would know who to choose, and we wouldn't be playing these games. But I don't want to lose you. You just sit back and hope for the best, while I'm trying to figure out what do I lack. Sometimes I wish I wasn't in this mess. But then I realized that it's all worth it. Only if you could be on my end of the line, you would realize that you're perfect. And that this will turn out fine. Is it really that critical to make your pick? Is it really the pinnacle? Can't you make it? Can't you make it quick? Time is that which grows thin. I don't want this feeling to grow old, but it seems like I can't win. 'Cause I'm fighting an uphill battle and it's getting cold. So out to you I call, but nobody listens. No one responds at all.
And our final reader is Ann Adamick, and she's going to read In Praise of the Morning Sun.
Enveloped in mist, a new day dawns, waking the earth from slumber deep. Every life he has made stretches and yawns, thankful that the sun arose from sleep. No greater sight is there to behold than the sunrise painted by his strong hand, whose only one artist can mix so bold, allow the sky to illustrate bleak land. When morning sunlight greets the air, the fresh breath of life renews each soul. All complacency, doubt, and despair is vanished, a heart is reborn whole. Glorious mysteries in nature unfold, every day created new in his command. When the morning breathes, no creature is cold. The sun's radiant light blesses each grain of sand.
Thank you all.
Thank you. That takes some guts to read your own personal poems like that, so I appreciate them coming and sharing that. Please welcome Ms. Jeremiahson as she presents the Speech and Drama Awards.
To those of you who know that I'm on leave or are excited that I'm on leave and saying, isn't that woman ever going to never quit showing up here? I want to tell you right now that it is the speech and drama students that, if you need to blame someone, those would be the students you need to blame, because they're one of the reasons that I keep showing up here. This is really unusual because usually for the speech team I have students and students and students to talk about, but I only have one to talk about tonight because I'm only going to talk about our seniors. And I don't know if any of you know Erin Fogel, but she's an amazing young woman who has done amazing things on the speech team. So I'd first of all like to recognize her for outstanding performances and outstanding seasons as captain and as speaker of the year and as just an amazing young woman. So is Erin Fogel here? Well, then never mind. Don't tell her I said anything nice about her. Okay, so thank you very much. So she's the speaker of the year. And then the drama students, one of the other things is that some people think that I'm a real kind of a gushy woman, like I cry really easily and stuff. And so one of the things that I have done to make sure that I don't do that is I write down all of the things that I want to say, because then I don't have to look up and then I don't have to start to cry, because I'm not going to miss these kids either. And so what I've done is I've put together, I think, all the titles of all the plays that these students have been in, and given them a little advice and good wishes. Wherever you go, from Oz to Oklahoma and beyond, may your memories of this schoolhouse rock. It's important to remain earnest in trying to achieve your dreams, regardless of what others may call your fractured fairy tales. May you keep your enthusiasm exuberant as a child who believes it's the best Christmas ever. And may you greet each morning with glory. May people not think you're fools unless you know you're right and they are not. So as you say bye-bye to your high school life, may you understand that there's no place like home. But there are lots of places even better to explore. May you come to realize that even if all you need to know you learned in kindergarten, a lot of the things you learned by being involved in drama will serve you well. Congratulations on your graduation. Thanks for the memories. P.S. If you have any idea how to use Tom Jones in words of advice and wishes, let me know. The 2003 drama seniors are Aaron Fogel, Andy Geyer. Is he up in the light booth? No. How did they run this thing without Andy in the light booth? Genevieve Johnson? Yeah, okay. Come on up. Nathan Cosbo, Jane Molenbrock, Jonathan Neiman, Jake Pelzer, I guess he's here, Glenn Schmidt, and Ryan Wakowiak. Those are our drama seniors, and we're not going to miss them all later. Yeah. Thank you very much.
First, I would like to welcome everyone to our 4th annual Fine Arts Night. I didn't get a chance to do that earlier, so welcome. It is a pleasure to have all of you here with us tonight to honor the students who have excelled in the arts. The next segment of the program is a one-act play put on by the Intro to Theater class. It is called Willie Velvet, Homicide Detective, and is written by Robert Wimberly. It takes place in a broadcasting studio, and the play itself is actually a radio play, hence the use of scripts, which you will see in just a moment. I'm excited about this because I wanted the students to get a chance to actually present a published piece on stage with a real-life audience, and this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Willie Velvet, Homicide Detective.
stomach clean. When you gargle, swallow tea. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Use your head and gargle. Go ahead and swallow. Swallow tea! Before we begin tonight's play, I'd like to present a very distinguished guest. We have with us today Professor Tiffany J. Cushwood, great nuclear physicist. Now, Professor, we don't want you to tell us anything about the highly secret project you've been working on, but tell us something about yourself.
Well, I woke up this morning with a sore throat and I greatly and swollen.
And how does your throat feel now, Professor?
Well, it's amazing. That's a sign of throat irritation.
That's fine, Professor, that's fine. Now with your permission, I'd like to conduct a little unrigorous experiment. First, in this class, we have not only the standard brand of gargling solution, but all standard brands mixed together. Go ahead and take a sip and gargle. We'll have to excuse Professor for a few seconds. Unhandy, isn't it? But swallow tea can be gargled anywhere. Ah, here you are, Professor. Nasty, wasn't it? Now, Professor, in this class, we have swallow tea, the only antiseptic gargle that can be swallowed. Take a big sip, don't be afraid. Now gargle. Now swallow. As I said before, really, Professor, you're doing the choice swallow tea is here at last. And now we get to tonight's performance of Willie Bell's homicide
Ah, Willie, I said to myself, as I lovingly dug my hands into the rich soil. This is the life. Another year, another crop of miracles. If only I could spend all my days doing just this. I sacrificed enough of my life in the unending war against crime. I, Willie Velvet, owed something to myself. I was sick of kneeling over strangled, poisoned, and bullet-filled bodies. I realize now that all that really mattered was my flowers. I was in the midst of these thoughts when my slender shadow appeared on the ground and slid alongside my own. It was John, my new houseboy. He stood there for a moment, his feet shuffling nervously. At last, he spoke.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but I thought you wanted to know.
Yes? What is it?
I just found a dead body in the room closet, sir. Did you hear me, sir?
Of course. There's a dead body in the broom closet.
Well, I thought you wanted to know.
Maybe you just thought you saw a dead body, John. It could have been one of my coats hanging there.
No, sir. It was a dead body, all right. I looked up the sleeve and there was a hand sticking out of it.
Well, you could have waited until I got my marrows planted.
I'm sorry, sir.
You know I can't rest until the case is solved.
I know, sir, but I was so excited when I found it.
What would you be doing in my closet? Well, let's take a look at it.
Another thing, sir. This called my girlfriend Margie. She's on her way over here now. Do you mind, sir?
Why is she coming?
She wants to watch solve the case, sir. I promise her. Call it for the next time you can.
Well, by all means, tell her to bring along a few friends. I gave John a disgusted look and walked into the house. Before we passed through the living room, there was a knock at the door. John answered it, and it was Margie. I can't say that I was really displeased when she turned those beautiful blue eyes up at me and said the very things I wanted to hear.
Oh, Mr. Velvet, you have no idea how I look forward to meeting you. You've always been my ideal. I followed all your cases and I held my breath until each one was solved.
Now, Margie, don't hold your breath for me. Admire me, sigh, and think of how wonderful I am, but please keep on breathing.
You're so clever and so brave. You don't seem to care how much danger you get into.
Danger? Danger doesn't bother me. Do you know what bothers me?
What?
Looking into a pair of beautiful eyes.
Mr. Velvet?
Yes, John?
The body in the broom closet?
What? Oh, yes. Tell you what, John. Put it in the deep till tomorrow. I'll look at it then. Now, Mark, as I was saying,
Mr. Velvet?
What is it, John?
Margie was very disappointed if you don't solve the case today. She came all the way over here to watch you solve it.
That's all right. I can come back tomorrow.
Oh, I'll get it out of the way today, and we'll find something else for tomorrow. us went into the kitchen. Grandma Margie took the first look at the body. Her beautiful blue eyes were wide with expectation as she tiptoed cautiously toward the room closet. I placed the reassuring arm around her and led her to a chair. Then I returned to the room closet and glanced down at the crumpled form. Good heavens, Mr. Jordan, our next door neighbor. He's been stabbed.
Mr. Velvet, why would anyone want to kill a man in your broom closet?
He wasn't killed in that closet, Margie. See how scalped the heels of the shoes are? Jordan was dragged into the closet after he was stabbed. The murderers aren't throwing me off the track. This killer has a real sense of humor. Stuffing him in my closet. Well, there's something I should look for. Someone with a sense of humor.
Do you see any clues, Mr. Velvet?
First, we must find the motive.
Who would want to kill Mr. Jordan?
Major Durbone's a good possibility. He's Mrs. Jordan's ex-husband. He's been trying to get Jordan to go mountain climbing with him, and only last month, he sent Mrs. Jordan a $50,000 insurance policy on her husband as a birthday present.
Maybe Mrs. Jordan did it herself.
No, that's out. From the smack of the knife in his chest, I think the murderer was 2 1/2 inches taller than Jordan. Speaking of Mrs. Jordan, perhaps you better tell her about this.
Tell me about what?
Ah, Mrs. Jordan! What are you doing here?
I'm looking for my husband.
Oh, why? If you were standing next to your husband on a stairway and you were standing one step higher than he, you could easily be 2 1/2 inches taller than him. Now, if you don't mind, Mrs. Jordan, I'd like to tell you a joke.
What for?
To find her with you a sense of humor.
I have no time for jokes. Where is my husband?
In my room closet.
What's he doing? George, you come out of that closet this instant.
Sit down, Mrs. Jordan, and have a good cry. Then I'd like to tell you that joke.
Joe, what's funny about my husband lying dead in your broom closet? Go ahead and listen to the joke, Mrs. Jordan. A good laugh is just as me right now. Did you have to kill him, Mr. Velvet? Don't you say you did it in self-defense. I know he was angry when he came here, but he wouldn't hurt anybody.
You say you came over here?
Don't try and act innocent. He came over to try to talk you out of planting marigolds here. You know how he suffered last year with hay fever? Oh, Mr. Velvet, please tell me you didn't kill him. I couldn't bear it.
Well, that's ridiculous. Of course I didn't kill him.
You did. I know you did. I'm going to call the police. What's the number to the police station?
I don't know.
You do, too.
It's Uber 55315.
You keep out of this. Put down that phone, Mrs. Jordan. Thank you.
Now, will you please take that gun out of my back?
Yes, Mr. Velvet, drop the gun, because I have another view behind you.
John, what are you trying to do?
Drop the gun, Mr. Velvet. Give me the gun, Mr. Jordan, and then call the police. He killed your husband. He and Mr. Jordan were having a church argument when I came into the meeting. He didn't see me come in, but I saw everything.
Why didn't you call the police immediately?
I wanted to see how we could get out of this.
This is awful. The great Willie Velvet committing a murder?
Sit down, Mr. Velvet. I'm going to get a confession out of you before the police get here. Now, Margie, you run to the living room and get a lamp. We'll shine it right over his head.
Here's a pencil and a pad of paper beside the telephone. I'll get down what he said and keep smiling. See the lamp? Why are you smiling, Mr. Velvet?
Okay, I'll talk. Are you ready, Mrs. Jordan?
Yes, I'm ready, but don't talk too fast. Remember, Mr. Velvet, everything you say will be held against you.
All right, here goes. Margie, it is because of your admiration for me that Mr. Jordan is now lying in that closet.
What do you mean?
Last month you told John you were through with him, right?
That's right.
When he told you got a job as my postboy, you changed your mind.
Yes, I thought I'd be interested in you, Mr. Velvet.
John, both of you.
Now, John, you want to get a confession out of Mr. Velvet? You'll have to let him tell the truth. It is true. I thought Mr. Velvet was wonderful. That's all changed, John. You're my hero now, John, and I'm proud of you.
Wait! As the days went by, John began hating me because you were interested in him only because of me.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Don't I? Today you thought you saw your chance. Mr. Jordan came over in a rage and you killed him in cold blood. Then tried to pin the rap on me, the world's greatest homicide detective, hoping that all of my admiration would transfer to you. Put down those guns, John. This case is solved.
You're crazy. I had to shoot you.
Yes, shooting me now is the only way out.
Oh, dear. I don't know who to believe.
Wouldn't you rather believe me, Margie?
Yes, I would, Mr. Velvet.
Those guns must be getting a little heavy. Let me have them, John.
Keep away from me or I'll blow you so full of holes you look like a miniature golf course. Okay, so I killed the guy. I got Margie Rayfoot all the time. That's all she ever talks about. Blah, 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 blah. I don't mean anything there. Well, you big famous detective, you aren't so much now, not with me holding these guns on you. You solve the case, but you won't be telling anybody about it. Nobody in this room will be telling anybody anything. Sorry I have to do this to you, Margie, but you brought this on yourself. Just make it easy to go ahead on the first. Here's it, Margie.
Better do a better job than you did on Mr. Jordan.
What do you mean?
He's trying to get up right now.
Think I'm dumb, trying to make me look drowned? That trick's old, they don't use it in movies anymore.
How are you feeling, Mr. Jordan? I feel a little dizzy. What happened?
What?
As John rolled around, I dived at him, knocking him to the ground. He scrambled to his feet, and one gun was still in his hand. But I gave him a left and a right to the chin so fast, he didn't have time to use it. As he settled into an unconscious heap, I kicked the guns aside and went to the closet to help Mr. Jordan to his feet.
Darling, you're alive!
Yes, Mr. Jordan, he's alive. And you don't get the money. That's something I do all the time. I thought there was very little blood, and when I opened his vest pocket, I discovered the knife was stuck into a fat roll of greenbacks. That's a good habit of yours, Mr. Jordan. You carry a lot of money with you. They say you can't take it with you, but in this case, it kept you from getting there.
Mr. Velvet, will you ever forgive me for accusing you?
To show there are no hard feelings, I'll plant petunias this year instead of marigolds.
Thank you, Mr. Velvet.
Well, Martin, that's the way we do it.
Oh, it was thrilling. I believe John's waking up.
Where's my blackjack?
There, that's it.
Oh, Margie, it's really not such a thrilling life. You get tired of it after a while.
A lot more thrilling than what I do.
What do you do?
My uncle died last year, and left me with a large greenhouse. He's just toys for little me to handle, that's all.
A greenhouse, did you say? A large one? With flowers in it all year round?
Yes?
Margie?
Yes, Mr. Velvet?
Willie's the name.
Yes, Billy?
Your eyes are very blue
Oh?
and very beautiful.
John's waking up again. Now, what were you saying?
Let's see, something about a greenhouse?
No, you were talking about me.
Ah, yes, you. And those eyes. Those darling, beautiful blue greenhouse eyes. Margie, what are you doing tonight?
Don't miss another exciting adventure of Willie Velvet Homicide Detectives at the same time next week. Brought to you by Squad Team. That wonderful Margot's enjoying Squad. Oh, Professor, how do your girl feel now? Swallow, swallow, swallow. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Swallow, swallow, swallow. If you try to swallow clean, then you know just what we mean. Notice here your stomach clean. When you gargle, swallow clean. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Gargle, gargle, gargle. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Use your head and gargle. Go ahead and swallow. Swallow deep.
Well, you guys, I think we're ready.
For what?
Well, the summer swallow team, of course.
Maybe we can sell some to the band.
Hold up a second, we can't do that.
Why not?
Because we have a solo first from Miss Laura Walter.
That's right, she's gonna sing.
And then we will hear from the wonderful band that's a joy to hear.
She loved him like he was the last man on earth. Gave him everything she ever had. He'd break her spirit down, then come and loving up on her. Give a little, then take it back. She'd tell him about her dreams, he'd just shoot 'em down. Lord, he loved to make her cry. You're crazy for believing you'd ever leave the ground. He said only angels know how to fly. And with a broken wing, she still sings. She keeps an eye on the sky. With a broken wing, she carries her dreams. Man, you ought to see her fly. One Sunday morning, she didn't go to church. He wondered why she didn't leave. He went up to the bedroom, found a note by the window, with the curtain blowing in the breeze. And with a broken wing, she still sings. She keeps an eye on the sky. With a broken wing, she carries her dreams. Man, you ought to see her fly. With a broken wing, she carries her dreams. Man, you ought to see her
To close off this evening's awards, I'd like to this time give out awards for the 2002-2003 band. I want to say, as a director, I've had a wonderful year. The kids have been absolutely great, and they performed well, and I've had just a lot of great memories from all the individuals and the group efforts on this. I want to recognize, just to make things speed up a little faster, again, I want to have the Jazz Ensemble 1 stand up. I think they're all in that corner. If we could recognize them one more time. Again, this group went to state contest, Minnesota State High School state contest in February. They scored a perfect score of 40 points out of 40 points. They were recognized in our conference as the best band of the day. I couldn't have been prouder. It's fun to beat those big schools of Alec Brainerd and St. Cloud and all that, thing like that. And I have certificates for each and every one of those that I will give to you right afterwards in the band room. Thank you again, Jazz Ensemble. Also, this is quite a large list. Again, I want to give these certificates out afterwards in the back. I want to recognize, in fact, I'd like to bring them all up on stage that are here. Any cast members, people in the pit, the orchestra, everybody that was a part of the success of the Bye Bye Birdie Spring Musical. Could you come up on stage and be recognized at this time, please? This group performed 3 nights to the community. It was a tremendous success, a lot of fun, a lot of energy, and these kids deserve a lot of recognition. One more time, can we recognize the cast for the spring musical, Bye Bye Birdie? And your certificates will be available right afterwards. I'll be in the back here. So thank you again, Bye Bye Birdie Cast. At this time, I'd like to recognize, please don't trip. That's a dangerous step. I'd like to recognize the students who excelled, again, at the Minnesota State High School League State Contest, where they performed a solo or an ensemble in front of a judge and an audience of anywhere from 10 to 40 people that would come in, and they were judged on their musicianship. And these people received a superior rating, which is the highest score that you can get in a high school state music contest. Would these people please come forward? I need a little helper up here. I think I asked my daughter to pass these out, so if I can ask these people, and Alicia will hand you your certificate and medal from the high school league. David Spurl, tenor sax solo. Kevin Kanopik, trumpet solo. Eric Kanopik, a perfect score of 40 points, by the way, on an alto saxophone solo. Amanda Thilquist, flute solo. Kayla Kluver, baritone sax solo. Elizabeth Brisk, clarinet solo. Amber Moberg, oboe solo. Tina Martin, flute solo. Kelly Fea, baritone sax solo. Jessica Tonder, alto sax solo. Sean Freytag, trombone solo. Lindsay Flav, clarinet solo. Allison Burgraff, tenor sax solo. Genevieve Johnson, alto sax solo. Mari Hansen, clarinet solo. Maggie Cotton, oboe solo. Ben Jorgensen, baritone sax solo. I want to also recognize Ben at the site throughout the day, and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, runs till late afternoon. There's a solo every 10 minutes, and of the day, the judge picked one solo that was most outstanding at that site. In Ben's site, he was awarded the top solo award of the day, and also in Eric Kanopik's site, he was awarded the top solo of the day. So special recognition to those gentlemen. Jennifer Pekarsky, French horn solo. Shelby Swenson, French horn solo. James Dahlquist, baritone solo. Nathan Justin, trombone solo. Stacy Wenzel, trumpet solo. Are your hands getting tired? I'm sorry. Angela Kempenik, flute solo. Jesse Brucher, bass clarinet solo. Ashley Nydecker, alto sax solo. Nicholas Bingham, tenor sax solo. Laura Walcher, clarinet solo. Alicia Nelson, clarinet solo. And I'd also like, if you can step forward, the jazz combo. Could you step forward to be ready? They received a superior rating for their jazz combo also. Thank you. If I could have just stay on stage, the seniors and the all-conference musicians also. At this time, I'd like to recognize on behalf of the athletic directors and music directors of the Central Lakes Conference, the following students from Little Falls were selected and will receive all conference musician honors from the Central Lakes Conference. These students are recognized as the top musicians in the conference. These people, please. Jesse Brucher. Alicia Nelson. David Spurl. Kelly Fea. I think we'll have you come to her. There we go. Jennifer Pekarski. Brad Kleiber. Shayna Motes. Jacob Pelzer. Holly Hoheisel. Eric Kanopik. James Dahlquist. Nathan Justin. Sean Freytag. Kayla Kluver. Angela Kempenick. Maggie Cotton. That is your all-conference honors of the 2003 Central Lakes Conference Honors Band. At this time, thank you very much. You may take your seats. Seniors, please stay up. On behalf of the school, the community, this is a group of people that, if you counted up the number of hours that these kids have given to community service in this town, both to our school, our community, all of the events that they've played for, if you added their community service hours, they would all have a high diploma in community service gifts to our community and to our school. And these people will be recognized with a certificate. Again, I will hand these out backstage, but these are some of our seniors. I have some of them missing tonight here, but let's recognize, please, the seniors of 2002-2003. I'm very proud of you, and thank you very much. It's been an honor to work with you. Thank you, seniors. And finally, our highest award for the school year is a National Honor Award that is given by all schools to select the top senior band student of the year. And I also have that is called the John Philip Sousa Band Award. This award is given nationwide by the John Philip Sousa Family Foundation. And this is in honor of John Philip Sousa and the recognition of music education and the value of music education to our schools, to our communities. And this award this year goes out to an individual that has done countless hours of work, has been very dedicated. This is an award that is very difficult to give because I could give a lot of them. But if I have to look for someone that really stands out and excels both with musicianship, leadership, dependability, and respect of the other students, this year's award goes to Eric Kanopik. The other award is on behalf of the family of the Louis Armstrong Music Foundation, the National Jazz Award given to the top jazz students in schools across the United States for recognition and development of jazz and continuing of jazz education in our schools. This year, it was very difficult to pick one. When I look back and I look at students who have been in the program a long time, before I give this award, I want to give a special award. Again, I wish I could give 3 of these, but there's one person that I want to recognize with a certificate. And again, this person came on board just this year and basically was someone that if we wouldn't have had this person, our jazz band probably would have made it this year. We would have had to just hold off until next year. I'd like to recognize for her efforts, and I just love what she did for us, and that's Shana Motes on the drums. And this year's 2002-2003 Louis Armstrong Award goes out to David Spurl and Eric Kanopik. Thank you very much. That concludes the band awards. I think our MCs have a last statement. And on behalf of the school, thank you for coming out tonight and supporting these great kids and all the fine things that they do for the arts programs in our school.
On behalf of all the drama students and everybody involved with arts, we want to say thank you guys for coming tonight. And I believe 2 of our girls have a couple words if Miss Sable wants to get out here. Come on.
Okay, some people put a really extra effort in things and they make other people's lives easier. And going above and beyond the district's normal expectations is what makes a fantastic teacher. And we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for Mrs. Sable. As you see all the decorations on the stage, she was here last night during baccalaureate when we all came in, and she was here decorating. And I mean, she just took time out of her busy life to come make our lives easier so we won't have to take our class time and have more stress while rehearsing and everything. And she just makes everything so easy, and she's a really understanding teacher. And I know she thought she had a lot of big shoes to fill when she came in for Miss J, but she's doing a wonderful job, and she is probably one of the best drama teachers around here.
Thank you for putting up with us. I'll try, Miss Sable. You are awesome.
I just want to say she's been awesome all year. We're kind of a rowdy group. We've tested her patience all trimester, and she's done an awesome job putting up with us and just always seeming to have a smile on her face and always be ready to start a new day. Even when she's mad and she may not be exactly happy with us, she never shows it. And we just want to thank her for filling Miss Jeremiah's shoes as the best she could, and she's done a wonderful job. We love you, Miss Sable.
Everybody, let's stand up and give her a round of applause.
Yes.
Come on, everybody get up.
Have a good night.
Oh, Miss Sable, you're the coolest.
Come on.
Come on. Everybody
Oh my gosh, she's all cry now.